Alright lads, we got a Blue Eyes deck profile today. I've been playing this deck quite a bit and I like it a lot, so I thought I might as um well give you a profile, So starting with two Blue Eyes. I made that out of the way. Starting with two Blue Eyes, so it would be cool to play at three, however quite a bit of shadow. I do apologise for that, but it's it's not the best way of recording, but I sort of have to. So you could play at three, however, I think it's much more consistent at two. Playing at one, very bad idea in my opinion, because in basically every single board you're gonna get two Blue Eyes, and playing at one, if it gets banished or something like that, you can't really get it back because if you play raw, then you can only really play raw once in this build, so it's very hard to get it back. So I think two is probably the way to go. So yeah, then we've got three Sage. Obviously, this is the best start in the build. Not much to say about it. Followed by, ooh, I think, yeah, oops, yeah. Followed by three Maiden. We found it eventually. Um, this is another just pretty good card. I think it's something that should be played quite a bit, and I hated it in Master Duel when there was only two Maiden. It was so annoying. Because you get through both of them, and then you're like completely screwed because then you have nothing to draw off of Sage. So yeah. Final of the Blue Eyes. We play with one Neo, just because I think it's definitely the worst of the stars, but still a starter, and I think it's a pretty good card. And you can make quite a few combos with it, so I think it's alright. So if we get this out of here, we're going two Engraver and the one Lurie. We're not playing Lacrima. There's not really much point in playing a large Fiendsmith engine, I think. Because all we're gonna do is make Caesar. That's basically it. There's not really much point in doing anything else. You could make more things, but obviously, like Muna's ban stuff like that, there's not much point in my opinion. So yeah. Reason we're playing Fiendsmith, this can actually be Lurie can actually be like Grave with what's it called again? Wishes. And there's so many easy ways of pitching it, and I think that the Fiendsmith engine is just really good in a lot of different decks, and the fact that they're all lights as well is pretty good too. So yeah. Um, Now we're going on to Primites. We've got like a bunch of different engines in this deck, by the way, and you might think it's not a very good idea. Um, However, we've just like Engraver and Etherbow. We can make Caesar and Sanctify our Mirror Jade, and they work surprisingly well together actually. So I think it's still worth playing these all together. So we're going three for the barrel. Then to round out the engine monsters, we're going one Fallen of our Baz. This is mostly going to be summoned with um seals, because you can go seals and tribute self, go straight into Albaz Sanctify Lock. But we can also use Fallen Valbaz. What am I talking about? We can also use Brandon Fusion as well. Um, but that's more if we're going a bit after. Now we're on to Ash, these are just the hand traps. Bell, Folos, Double Draw. We're only going 2 Nibiru. I was debating on doing 3, but I think just getting like the bit more consistent. Because there are quite a lot of cards in this deck. It's over 50, I think. So, and with all like the negates you can get onto this deck, I don't think playing the third Nibiru is all that necessary. So, yeah. Now we're playing 2 Veiler. Similar. I was debating on only playing 1, but I think playing 2 is the best call. Playing 3 is a bit too much. Yeah, you get the other one, and you can actually use Veiler as a sort of starter by getting into Spirit and stuff, but it's not that great. This is more just for the easy negate and a 5th imperm, so yeah. And finally, we got 1 Magnum up. Onto spells now. We've got 3 wishes. Pretty simple. It's a pretty good starter, but I don't really like seeing it in. I don't really like seeing it as my only starter because wishes as starter isn't the greatest. It's also a 1. I think people call it like a 1.5 card starter because it's a 1 card starter, but you need a discard. So yeah. Then we've got the bricks, Mausoleum, and Raw. You have to play them. Raw's pretty good. It can get like Blowers Back from Grave, and Deck, and also Banishment. But unfortunately, we've got to play the Mausoleum. It would have been cool if they updated cards like Mausoleum and True Light, but unfortunately they didn't. Then we got the 1 Tract, 2 Lordly Load, and 1 Drill Beam. Pretty standard stuff. Ooh, that's my hand there. Pretty standard stuff there. We got 3 Fallen Valbars and 1 Brand of Fusion. Fallen Val. Why do I keep saying Fallen Val? 3 Fallen Virtuous. There we go. Yeah, basically Fallen Virtuous, really good card. You send your Albion from extra deck to grave, get another one, then you go Brand of Fusion in case. It's just a good card, you know. Then we got 1 Crosser and 1 Cool Buy. Onto traps, we got True Light, unfortunately, and Majesty. Majesty is pretty good. Gives you 2 card pop. If you're playing Rituals, it's got a good graveyard effect, but I'm not playing Rituals. I don't really see a point. So yeah. And then finally 3 Imperm. Onto the extra deck, and we'll do it from the other way actually. Wait. We've got 2 Spirit. This gets you into Mausoleum, gets you summon. Yeah, it gets you a Blue Eyes summon, and then that can summon Maiden as well, so it's pretty good. Then Engraver, obviously, push that up. Engraver, obviously, to enable Fiendsmith. Seals, SP, and then Caesar. Now, we're going to Spirit Dragon and the 1 Ultimate Spirit. And I am actually still doing this, the Saphir and Crimson Dragon play. A lot of people don't really use it anymore. However, I still think it can negate a card from, a monster from like a bunch and stuff, and it's pretty good protection. And you can actually, like, if you have double Spirit Dragon, then you can attack with those twice, then go into Ultimate Spirit and Crimson, and attack again with Saphir, because that can summon Crimson can summon Saphir in attack. So by doing that, you can get 9,000 points of damage. So it can actually OTK like that. Then we're going Sanctifier, Mirror Jade, and Albion. Sanctifier can actually lock with the use of Spirit Reviser Blue, because the card's first effect is you can only use dragon monsters. So you can Sanctify, lock, and like I said earlier, you'd be summoning your form of Albaz mostly with seals. So you get the seals effect, then you go take one of their monsters. Doesn't always come up. That's why we've got the Mirror Jade in here as well. And for the Albion, another reason as to why we're playing the Brand of Fusion is because we can get Maiden in the graveyard as well for it as well. So that's a pretty good effect, but then we can't use anything else. So yeah, and then we've got the one princess. So yeah, that's the deck. Hope you liked it. See ya.